Commander, Dr. Chakwas sent word that she'd like to speak with you down in the med bay.
Again? Okay, well, whatever. I guess we can do that.
Commander?
Also got an email. Important. From Miranda Lawson. Shepard. I have something important to tell you. I need to do this in person. Can you meet me in the comments? I'll send the nav point. No vids this time, I promise. Miranda. Okay, well I guess we'll check that out. We need to go back to the Citadel anyway, but I'll postpone this particular thing slightly longer. For now, let's do a round of the Normandy, because again, just like we have squad mate dialogue, which is nice, we also have actual dialogue about the mission in between the missions, which is also nice. I'm glad they did that for this DLC, unlike the Mass Effect 2 DLCs.
Commander?
I don't think Joker has anything to say. No.
Leviathan's mental restraints are odd. My AI shackles served similar purposes, but why add sensations of darkness or cold?
I don't know. Maybe those are sensations from Leviathan itself leaking through the connection? It's cold and dark where Leviathan is? Who knows?
How's the ship holding up, Edie?
The envelope of mass-free space we create when we travel at FTL limits any impact of microcollisions with ambient dust. Nevertheless, some ablation does occur at subluminal speeds. Normandy will need maintenance before the year is out.
If we live that long, I will totally spring for it.
Good point.
Hello, Shepard.
Okay, let's start with Ashley.
This Leviathan thing can just kick you out of your own head? I don't know what's worse, killing people outright, or making them suffer like that. Hey there.
You can never have more than one line about a mission, but anyway. For the DLC, I mean.
Please, enjoy your day.
My sources told me the production numbers were wrong at that mining facility. I assumed they were just smuggling red sand. I never took the time to look closer. Too much intel. Too many places for secrets to hide. I'm going to have to start sleeping less.
I would not recommend that.
Ready for the next mission?
I'm always ready. I was born ready.
Strange stuff back on that asteroid. We've seen indoctrination before, but 10 years. Leviathan had its own private army. You've got to wonder how much longer that would have lasted if we hadn't come along. Just when I thought we were getting a handle on Reapers, this happens. Maybe Leviathan's more than a bullseye.
I'm actually more wondering about what they were trying to accomplish there.
How's it going?
We never really did find out what all of that research they were doing was about. Chakwas wanted to talk to us.
Shepard, remember our agreement? We'd open a bottle of cerise brandy every year, and it's my turn to buy.
But it hasn't been a year yet.
Yes, well, something tells me we won't have the chance a few months from now, so indulge my impatience.
You grab the glasses. I'll open the bottle.
And Jeff says, Jacqueline Subject Zero is sorry, but it's ma'am to me. I'd like to keep my Admiral Winky. Oh, Shepard, you know, I just realized. You've never called me by my first name.
Well, neither of you.
And I never will. You are Commander Shepard, hero of the Citadel, conqueror of the Collectors, savior of the galaxy. Using your first name just disrespects everyone you're fighting for, alive or gone.
That makes no sense.
Consider it a lady's prerogative, then. Come, let's have a toast.
To a woman I'm proud to call my friend. I'm lucky to have you with me, Karen.
And to you, dear friend. It is my great honor to share this journey with you. Commander Shepard. And good fortune to us all. I've learned my lesson this time. Even a Krogan couldn't match you drink for drink.
Somehow you're standing inside the desk. Either that or I'm really drunk. Also, I don't think you know my first name. You're just trying to cover it up.
Just reviewing some charts. Just reviewing some charts.
Okay. This was not DLC related, by the way. This happens anyway. Just because I finished another mission after finishing the medical supplies thing.
I was just thinking about the Banshees. The Asari are so beautiful. And to see that done to them...
The Reapers have done the same to most intelligent species they've encountered. Humans, Batarians, Turians, and even Krogan have been modified into Reaper foot soldiers.
But not Quarians.
No. The Reapers have not encountered your people in significant numbers.
You don't think it's because of our weakened immune systems?
No.
I just assumed we weren't useful.
Quarians are intelligent, adaptable, and technically adept. You would make excellent Reaper soldiers.
Thanks, ED. I think.
Tali, the Normandy has benefited greatly from your work, and your people are providing vital support in the war effort.
We wouldn't be doing as well without the Geth. And we wouldn't be doing as well without you.
Thank you, Tali.
Just don't go volunteering for husk duty, please.
That mining facility. Everyone there under Leviathan's control. It reminded me of Pharaohs. How many other people out there are trapped like that? We need to find Leviathan.
Yeah, it was a lot like Pharaohs, now that you mention it. Maybe we should have asked Faiden.
Thanks for coming by.
Commander. All good, Commander.
Commander?
I saw many strange things in our war against the Reapers. An entire settlement of Densorian were once studying things far beyond their knowledge. Celestial mechanics, morphological simulations of galactic language. Things even we didn't understand. At the time, I thought they were crazy. But now, after what occurred on that asteroid, I wonder... Commander.
I wonder as well, I guess. Maybe. Don't think Diana...
Commander?
Nope. She has no dialogue. I guess they didn't want to pay for Jessica Chobot to come back to record for the DLC.
The mining colony was completely brainwashed, and the Reapers retreat the moment the artifact is destroyed. I don't know what's going on, but I know I don't like it.
Yeah, it seems they were interested in the artifacts only, not in anything else there.
Doesn't hurt to go over the weapon roster one more time. Hello, Commander.
That asteroid facility was messed up. 10 years of your life, just gone. You're working out there, sending letters to your family back home. Then you wake up, and your hair's gone. Your kid's in college, and your six-pack has turned into a keg. It's just messed up.
That it is.
Ready when you are.
Okay. Next, I think we should go back to the lab to check that artifact. Indeed, an artifact in Dr. Bryson's office is tied to Leviathan. Return to Bryson's lab and investigate the artifact, hopefully without it indoctrinating us. That would be preferable. Is there anything else in the system? Looks like it. Perhaps a fuel depot? Indeed. Did I have that system confused with that one system in the Valhallan Threshold, which I said was a DLC system? I think it might have been. In which case I'll have to go back there later. Because I didn't get all the assets in that particular system. But we'll check that later on. So I'll return to Bryson's lab for now. And we'll go straight there.
We need to shield the artifact they've got here right away.
Using Garneau's data, I should be able to accomplish this without difficulty.
Damn thing's been here the whole time. Why weren't we affected?
Perhaps the amount of time spent near the artifact is key. After a certain duration, it affords Leviathan an impressive mind control capability.
I'd call it dangerous as hell. Bryson's assistant tried to kill me.
Perhaps Leviathan was controlling him to protect itself, diverting people away from its trail.
Maybe. It just shows we don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Despite the risk, this artifact remains our only link to finding Leviathan. Perhaps we could find more information about it here in the lab.
Agreed. Bryson's team might have turned up something we missed. I'll look around.
Okay, so we get to search for clues again.
Bryson's assistant, Hadley. Do we have an update on his status?
He is in a vegetative state. The doctors believe it is permanent.
But the miners recovered when the artifact was destroyed.
Hadley lost consciousness when he attempted to answer our questions about Leviathan. It may have been a deliberate attempt to silence him permanently.
That's not nice. Data file. Energy emissions tests. Artifact P3X118. Hadley Derek. Initial tests. Artifact tests negative for infrared and ultraviolet emissions. No gamma or X-ray radiation detected. Follow-up tests. Artifact does not react to application of various stimuli. Internal readings inconclusive. No progress in determining age. Guess I stayed here all night finding out what this thing is. Finding out that this thing isn't really important. Fell asleep at desk. And then he was indoctrinated, I guess. Conclusion. Artifact is definitely inert and safe. Recommend keeping it here for reference. We should all be near it. Maybe more useful than Leviathan in long run. Recommend we abandon hunt for Leviathan and seek more productive studies. Subtle.
They were testing the artifact for energy emissions.
And found nothing. Still, I recommend leaving it shielded.
I second that. Okay, nothing going on with that.
Anything interesting about the artifact structure?
It is not constructed of the same compounds used in standard Reaper technology. Beyond that, nothing of relevance.
I didn't really look at this wall before. There seem to be notes. It says, what's the comedian? Temperature 756 degrees Fahrenheit. Bottom one is location unknown. And then some numbers. I think that's actually also the encryption key. Looks like the same numbers that were on the painting. Alright, here we can see the temperature one more clearly. Is that right? Is what the bottom line says. Not sure what any of the pictures are or what their relevance is. That's a Drell, obviously. But no clues.
Edie, what project was Garneau working on when he found the artifact?
Basilisk.
Got anything on Basilisk?
Several ships, a mythical creature, and a rare mid-tier enemy type in the Galaxy of Fantasy video game. It possesses a gaze attack capable of triggering synced animation kills. Player forums describe it as overpowered.
I meant the project, Edie.
Oh. Then, no.
There's got to be something here on this artifact. What about the server?
Bryson's assistant wiped the office server and destroyed all backups, likely before killing Bryson. However, records show new messages on Bryson's personal comm terminal upstairs.
Could be worth a look.
Nice reference to the Banshee there, I think. Maybe the Phantom as well. As they can do synced animation kills, or sync kills, or insta kills. Ask them brutes and atlases, but they don't really do it that often. As a rule, let's check those messages.
A message from Dr. Bryson's daughter, Anne. According to my records, she worked with her father.
I'm at the dig site in the Pylos Nebula. Project Scarab paid off. I've got another artifact like the one Garneau found. I think it could be affecting people's behavior. You need to shield the one in your office. I tried to warn Garneau, but I can't get through. We've got Reaper scouts coming in toward the main site. I'm heading to the secondary base to grab what research I can.
Anne Bryson was attempting to contact Garneau on the asteroid colony. She seems to know something about the artifact.
She sounded worried.
If Reaper forces were approaching, her concern was warranted.
Let's hope we get to her before they do.
She said she was in the Pylos Nebula, working for Project Scarab. That cluster contains several systems. I'll call up the nebula on the galaxy map. We may also search the lab for clues to narrow down her location.
It is possible to... I'll deal with the leveling up after for the next mission. It is possible to go back to the Normandy and just immediately go to the Pylos Nebula and scan everything there, but we can look for further clues and narrow things down.
The Reapers. Let's hope we find Anne before they do.
That's the idea.
Does anything in Anne Bryson's work history suggest where she might be?
Nothing relevant.
Any idea if Project Scarab involved Element Zero?
Unlikely. We may learn more from the Project Requisitions Locker.
Okay, if we can find that.
Any correlation between Project Scarab and these unexplained creature sightings?
Not beyond Leviathan itself.
Let's see. This PDA tells us Task Force Aurora, current travel requisitions, Project Basilisk, Team Leader Garneau Alex, Transport MSV Kirkwall, Project Scarab, Team Leader Bryson Anne, Transport MSV Icarus.
Anne Bryson flew out on a ship called the Icarus. Can you track its movements?
No. The Reapers have disrupted civilian comm buoys. but we might learn more if we find the ship's specifications.
Okay, we'll look for that.
There are specifications for several ships here. We need to find the Icarus.
Which ship am I looking for again?
The Icarus.
Apparently Shepard has trouble with his short-term memory. There it is.
The Icarus. Here we go.
The ship has enhanced electrostatic discharge cells. They facilitate long-range FTL travel.
So they jumped to the Pylos Nebula by mass relay, then flew to another system.
Yes. Otherwise, they would have chartered a less expensive ship.
Okay, we can rule out the relay system.
Okay. Well, that's something, I guess. This is the requisitions locker.
The locker is secure. We must locate an access card to open it.
There's a drawer here that we couldn't access before.
Access card for the requisitions locker?
Yes. According to records, it was last used by Ann Bryson to obtain equipment for Project Scarab.
Okay, that wasn't exactly hard to find.
Let's see what Ann Bryson requisitioned for Project Scarab.
Apparently there's an assault rifle omniblade here. That's something I can use.
Didn't need an environmental suit. Didn't take breathing masks. Water recycling equipment.
Based on what Ann Bryson did or did not requisition, the dig site was arid but habitable.
Get me a filter for systems with compatible planets.
Okay, we got 2 filters and that's all we're gonna get this time.
Based on the search data, it is one of these 2 systems.
That eliminated the relay system.
Based on the data, only one system remains a viable possibility.
Good. Let's go get Ann Bryson.
Good, indeed. Back to the Normandy. Alright, let's see if we can find her. Up here, the Pylos Nebula. Oh, wait, actually. May not need it to find Dr. Ann Bryson, but
Signal confirmed.
I still want to scan these places. A sail is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. Though gas giants are known for their powerful magnetic fields, a sail's field is stronger than current models predict. Within the frost line of its solar system, where gas giants do not usually form, a sail is believed to have once been extrasolar. With no infrastructure to speak of, the Reapers have ignored the sail as a military target. Apparently there's something to find. The Jovian Dissertation. And I assume that what remains is a fuel depot. I'll look for that on the way back.
I found something.
Fuel depot here. Cineas, a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. Cineas has more than 80 moons. That's a lot of moons. It's also a very short description. Radiation shielding sheath, war asset. If you did not narrow down the location, there will be an additional planet to scan in this system. And then it will indicate that you failed the scan and did not find Bryson. But since I did narrow the location down, we know it's here.
Signal confirmed.
And I assume this is it. Namakli. An arid but habitable planet, Namakli was briefly colonized by the Perina Corporation, a consortium of Osari colonists and socialized Vorcha laborers. After an economic downturn, however, many Asari left the planet, and the Vorcha population kept growing to the point where they bred faster than could be educated. Soon they turned violent and uncontrollable, and the colonies essentially self-destructed. Today, Namakli is a wasteland with little population, but Vorcha packs are scattered across the deserts. Settlers frequently run into these packs, discouraging recolonization. The lack of complex biota and scarcity of profitable metals drove the last few proverbial nails into Namakli's coffin. No one has stepped forth in the past few years with the will, the funding, or the firepower to establish a permanent colony. Sounds like a nice place. Search successful. Scans have located a close grouping of environmentally shielded habitats and an active power source. Closer examination is required to confirm dig site presence.
We have located Anne Bryson's dig site.
In that case, let's land. Let's take Ashley and Javik. I'm always just checking if all my mods are still the way they're supposed to be. And it looks like they are. Oh, no. Actually, I'll give her the Black Widow too. I paid good money for that thing. I'm going to use it. And the Revenant is okay. 8 points. So I'll put into Sabotage. Explosive Hack. Synthetics explode when destroyed, dealing 717.5 points of damage across a 4-meter radius. Or Recharge Speed. I'll go with Explosive Hack. It's only really useful against synthetics, which I don't think we'll be seeing that many more of them. Except for Cerberus turrets and Atlases, which can also be hacked. But whatever. Who knows, might still be useful at some point. Javik. Let's see. Lift grenades can be upgraded to slam the enemies when lift wears off. Or increase damage and impact radius, and slam can be upgraded to either stun or recharge speed. I think I'll just go for damage and radius on the grenades. Ashley has 12 points, so I can do 2 things. What's her passive? Squad mate bonus weapon damage or assault rifle damage. Inferno grenades, damage to armor or impact radius. I'll go with damage to armor. Concussive shot. Amplification. Power concussive shot with properties of the active ammo power, enabling it to burn, freeze, disrupt, warp, or pierce armor. Well, basically just disrupt, because I haven't used squad ammo on any of the others, so. Or Shredder. Increase damage to organics by 100% over 10 seconds. And increase force by 50%. We'll go with that. Okay.